Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. The 2025 Arnold Classic is officially in the history books, and Derek Lunsford is our winner. Derek has defeated Samson Dauda, who is our current reigning Mr. Olympia, and this was one great Arnold Classic. In second place, of course, we had Samson Dauda. In third place, we had Andrew Jacked. In fourth place, I got to give a lot of credit to former Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry. Fifth place, William Bonac. I told you guys he would get that top 5. And in sixth place, we had Akim Williams. Congratulations goes out to all of these guys, but of course, the biggest goes out to the champ and the Arnold Classic champion, Derek Lunsford. Now, I said numerous times Samson Dauda is going to be hard to beat. This guy could dominate for years. But if you guys watched my channel, I said that everyone was underrating Derek this entire prep. And I said he was going to bring something special. I never said he was going to win. But you guys have to give me credit. I was low-key rooting for Derek this entire prep. Well-deserved win for him overall. Now let's take a look at the two-man call-out from finals, and I have to give credit to Arnold for letting this show end at a reasonable time so we don't have to wait until 1 a.m. to talk about what happened. The Olympia does have more divisions to be fair, but still, credit to Arnold and also for the free live stream. Samson Dauda definitely brought it to the finals. Derek Lunsford was on as well. As far as prejudging goes, I had Derek having the slight edge, but at finals, things got very interesting. These guys just started posing down. Big Steve let them go absolutely crazy. Samson was fired up, walking around like he was the champ. He was bursting full. Great show, guys. Really great show. But Derek Lunsford's conditioning really just shined through. He truly improved his physique. I was getting a little bit worried at the finals because Derek was starting to fade. Legs were starting to look a little bit smaller, and he was also starting to breathe through his stomach. But Derek was able to push through. And I have not seen the scorecards yet, but I'm expecting Derek to have won on day 1, and Samson may have made up some ground on day 2. At finals, watching it, guys, honestly, I did not know which way this show was going to go, especially with Derek starting to fade. Not upset at all with Derek getting the win. If Samson came in on the first day how he looked on the second day, it's possible he would have won this show. But let me know in the comment section below what are you guys' thoughts overall about this top 2. I mean, honestly, if Samson won this show, I would not have been upset. I'm not upset with Derek winning the show. This was one hell of a show. History was made with Derek taking out a reigning Mr. Olympia at the Arnold Classic. And this definitely makes things exciting going into this year's Mr. Olympia. Now, we did get a two-man call-out of Brandon Curry versus Andrew Jacked, which was very interesting because Andrew is somewhat just a taller version of Brandon Curry. And first, I want to give credit to Brandon Curry. He looked a lot better at this show than what I was anticipating. And Brandon typically fades on the second day of shows or at finals, but this time, he looked a lot better. This is definitely one of his better packages in the past year or so, and quads looked pretty good here as well. I'm excited to see what the former Mr. Olympia can bring in the future. Going over to Andrew Jacked, Andrew actually made some improvements. He looked more conditioned from the front. He was very vascular in the upper body. I would say now his side tricep is potentially one of the best in the sport, even though the tricep is just a little bit suspicious, just a little bit. But Andrew still needs to bring the conditioning up in the hamstrings and the glutes. I get that he's Mr. Olympia from the front, but this level of detail or lack thereof is just unacceptable, and it's not going to win an Arnold Classic. It's not going to win a Mr. Olympia, regardless of how good Andrew looks from the front. And everyone was clowning Andrew about sticking his tongue out, but no one said anything when Nick Walker did it or when Sean Clarita did it. But all of a sudden, it's an issue when Andrew does it. But great package from the man himself, but still needs to work on the conditioning. I mean, it's somewhat like Samson Dauda. He pretty much has everything else. He just has to dial in the conditioning a little bit more. He does not have to be the most peeled guy on stage, but great showings from both guys. Now let's talk about Bonac, Akim, Sean Clarita, and James Hollingshead. I'm not exactly sure where Sean and James placed yet because I'm making this immediately after the finals, but I'm going to assume that Sean placed in 7th, James Hollingshead placed in 8th. William Bonac came in a lot better to the finals. Honestly, all of these guys came in a lot better. And in my predictions, I had Bonac in 4th. He ended up finishing in 5th, but I did not expect Brandon to come in looking as good as he did. As I've said before, I've been counting William out over the past couple of shows, predicting him a little bit low, and this guy has just been showing up and showing up. And in 6th place, we had Akim Williams, who brings another great package. Over the past year of working with Chris Aceto, Akim has been bringing great packages to pretty much every single show. I'm not going to say this was an underwhelming look from him, but based off what I was seeing online, I expected Akim to come in just a little bit more conditioned, but I'm pretty sure we'll get to see him on stage again soon. Actually, he may shut it down. This guy has done a ton of shows in the past year. Now, I'm not sure who got 7th place, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Sean Clarita. And Sean just kind of gets lost in the lineup because of his stature. He brings a great package, but it's just so hard to keep your eyes on him. And James Hollingshead, I'm not sure exactly what James needs to do. He definitely brought the conditioning and you could see it from the front, but from the back his conditioning wasn't as good. And despite being so conditioned, still not showing much detail in the midsection. And last, I want to talk about Carlos Thomas Jr., who was unfortunately battling in the last call out with Justin Rodriguez and Patrick Moore. And I really hate that Carlos came out visibly frustrated at finals. Looked like he really didn't want to be there and wanted to get it over with. I could also say the same thing about Andrew Jacked. Andrew and Carlos did not look very interested at finals. But Carlos still has a ton of potential, just really needs to work on his conditioning. But Carlos will be fine. He's working with Patrick Tour, who coached Logan Franklin for this show. And I believe Logan was possibly one of the most conditioned guys that we've seen this entire weekend. But let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on the future of Carlos Thomas Jr., who should be competing in Detroit. But that's going to wrap up this year's coverage of the 2025 Arnold Classic, guys. Again, it was one hell of a show. Congrats goes out to the champ, 212 Olympia champ, Mr. Olympia champ, Arnold Classic champion Derek Lunsford. Runner-up, still our current reigning Mr. Olympia, Samson Dauda. 3rd place, the man, the myth, the Mona Lisa, Andrew Jacked. 4th place, Brandon Curry. 5th place, William Bonac. And in 6th place, the beast, Akim Williams. I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video, and if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Krishan from Go Fitness, and that is it. I'm out.